If you're looking to add more variety to your game so you can keep your opponent off balance, change their rhythm and tempo, and win more matches, then you've clicked on exactly the right video. Today we're going to be focusing on how to use slice effectively by breaking down some amazing match play footage. And before we dive right into when you should use slice, two quick reasons or ways that you shouldn't be using it, or at least don't limit yourself just to these things. First of all, the biggest no-no that I've seen over the years is players view slice as some kind of gotcha, like tricky shot, and it's like by spinning the ball, I'm gonna totally throw them off their game. They're not gonna know which way the ball is gonna bounce, and it's some kind of like trick shot. Please don't view slice that way. As you play more and more experienced players, you're not gonna fool them. They're going to see it coming and know exactly what the bounce is gonna be. So don't view slice in that way. And the other way that's kind of limiting players is they view slice as only an emergency shot. When they're pulled way off the court and it's like last resort, it's all I can do is slice. That's the only time they use slice. Well, I'm about to show you 5 other ways that you should be using it. They're all valuable and you can use them all in your next match. Way number 1 to use slice you're probably not thinking about happens right here, off the return and then the very first ball. Mark on this side, Cole is returning by the way. If you haven't watched their match, you really should. I'll link to it in the first comment down below. Mark hits a good serve right off the line. As soon as this point's over, I'll reset it again. Mark hits a ball right off the line. The lines on this court are super slick, they're very fast, and Cole here, frankly, just did an incredible job to just kind of like hands back the backhand return. And because he received the ball so fast and low, and he just kind of picks it up right off his hip, maybe even below hip height, he sends it back like unexpectedly low and fast towards Mark. And so Mark here, he's not in a defensive position. He's only having to move 2 or 3 steps to get to the ball, and he's well balanced. But because of the height of the ball is low off the ground, it's coming in pretty hot, and it's skidding off the courts. He decides to just throw in kind of change of pace slice here. Not anything fancy. He's not like hitting a drop shot or trying to like chop it and make a lot of spin. All he's doing here is just resetting the points. And that's one of the big valuable ways that you can use slice, is just as a neutralizing ball to just reset the point. He doesn't do anything fancy. It's like 3 feet over the net. The key here is the depth. When he hits this shot, it lands close to the baseline, and so both these players are just now on even ground. So Mark hit an incredible shot, his first serve right off the line. Cole hits an incredible return, just reflexes it back and shoots it right over the top of the net. And then Mark just says, whoa, 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 resets, and then they just go to work, like hitting neutral rally balls back and forth. This happens in the blink of an eye. It'd be very easy to miss when you're watching the match, but it's like boom, boom, and then Mark's like, hold on a second here, resets the point, and then they go to work rallying back and forth. So this is one key way you can look to use slice in your next match. Way number 2 that you should be looking to use slice, Mark is going to demonstrate here. Mark gets control of the point here with this shot. Cole slices and kind of hits like a little tricky dump shot, and Mark comes in and is really smart in hitting slice back, which we're going to talk about more a little bit later. But this is a trickier shot than what it looks like, and Cole is smart here to just kind of dump it short. Cole throws in a lot of kind of tricky, sneaky shots. If you haven't seen the smartest shot in tennis lesson, make sure to watch that. It featured Cole hitting a really smart shot, and this is another kind of variety of that. He's not in the worst position ever, but definitely pressured. And so he was smart to use slice here. Everybody kind of thinks of slice as that shot. But rather than put it deep, he scoops it short on purpose. And that's kind of like the opposite of what a good player like Mark is going to be looking for. When he sees Cole kind of setting up in pretty good control and balance for that slice, he's thinking, oh, he's going to try to keep me deep. He's going to try to keep me deep. So when Cole throws in kind of like the sucker like drop shot, I know I told you all not to use it this way, start it early in the video, but Cole has really excellent skills and he can throw things in like this. He's got the ability and the tools in his toolbox to throw in kind of a sneaky shot here and there. And so when Mark gets caught a little bit off guard by this shot, rather than run forwards and frantically try to blast a winner, he opens the racket face and slices right back because the ball is low. He's in kind of an uncomfortable position. It's about to bounce for the second time. Had he hit topspin on this, clearing the net and dipping it back into the court from that low of a position would have been very difficult. Plus, by hitting slice, he gives himself time to be able to get into good position by the time Cole hits his lob attempt. So multiple reasons here why hitting that approach shot as a slice is really, really smart. And he just pressures Cole enough that Cole makes the mistake. No need to blast for a winner. Open the racket face, just play a smart, savvy, just well-placed shot, nothing super aggressive or crazy, and just position yourself for a passing shot on the next ball. That's way number 2, you want to look to use slice. If this video has already been helpful, do me a favor and click the like button down below. It helps this video a lot, helps more players see it who need this type of coaching and guidance. Thank you so much for supporting this content. So here in this point, Mark gets in trouble after a couple of rally ball exchanges back and forth and gets back in play, but still in a little bit of trouble, comes back and plays the slice and then ends up attacking right on the next ball and hitting a winner. And low percentage shot on the last point. By the way, Mark, 2 points in a row where you won the point in a lesson. How about that? I expect you to say thank you in the comments down below. So let's deconstruct what happened here. Mark, when he gets in trouble off of this backhand from Cole, Mark plays an inside-out rally ball here. Cole goes flat down the line and stretches Mark. And this is where you would kind of expect Mark to use the slice. He's off the court. Cole's in really total control of the points. And frankly, I think it's a tough ball for Mark to just hit a drive or a topspin shot here right to Cole. And Cole probably would like to have this shot back because he doesn't really do a lot here to keep the pressure on Mark. Mark does a great job recovering, gets back into the point, and at this point here, it would be easy for a lot of you at home to be like, oh, I got off the hook, like I'm back in the point, and then just try to laser the next shot and be like, oh, I'm back, and then try to smack a winner. But instead, Mark just kind of takes a beat and resets the tempo of the point by throwing in a slice. And it's nothing fancy. He hits it lots of height over the net, not like chopping at it or trying to hit it super fancy, but good depth. And that shot elicits an opportunity on the very next ball from Cole, who hits it right next to the service line. So Mark here, comfortable, pretty easy shot, and now he pulls the trigger. It would have been very easy for him to pull the trigger 2 shots earlier as he's coming back into the court after resetting and kind of getting off the hook. This shot is where a lot of players would have come back in and said, oh, sweet, I got a chance, and gone for the winner. But instead, he shifts up the tempo, shifts up the pace of play. Cole gives him the short shot that's even easier, and then he goes for his winning shot. Really smart use of slice. If after watching this lesson you want to continue developing your slice ground strokes, make sure to pick up a free account at essentialtennisacademy.com, where we have coaching modules on all kinds of different topics like slice ground stroke success, which is all about slice swing technique. So go pick that up now at essentialtennisacademy.com. The fourth way you can use slice effectively in your very next match is one that we just very briefly touched on earlier in the lesson. Let's go ahead and watch the example here. Both Mark and Cole use a slice here. Mark right here, and then Cole on the next shot. And if you're paying very close attention, maybe you picked up on something that's very subtle and a key in using slice. When you start using slice in different ways, and not just the obvious ones, like when you're way stretched out, that's like when everybody thinks about using slice. But when you establish that you have the ability to use it in more subtle ways to elicit different responses from your opponent, they'll start noticing it and having to respect the variety you have in your game. So this shot right off the bat is interesting from Mark to take a backspin shot here instead of a drive. And what's really smart about the response from Cole, Mark kind of does what Cole did earlier in this lesson a little bit. He just kind of chops it, kind of half speed and kind of short with backspin, so it kind of checks up short. You'll see Federer do this frequently to purposefully draw an opponent forwards and kind of make them a little uncomfortable when they like smashing balls from the baseline. So as Cole moves forwards, watch what happens. Watch what Mark does. When Cole shows that he's about to hit slice right here, he opens his racket face up and he brings his racket head up, which means he's going to come down to contact. Watch Mark's response here. Mark sees the racket dropping, and Mark takes a step forwards. So Mark is thinking, oh, I see what you're doing here. You're going to end up just dropping it right back short on my side of the court, which Cole did earlier in the match. And so when Mark kind of goes, oh, he's about to drop it short, Cole ends up actually putting a lot of height under it and hitting it deep, like right inside the baseline. So this little kind of juke that Mark has to make here is significant. If you can get your opponent to be misfooted and misread your shots here and there throughout the course of a match, it adds so much more discomfort, uncertainty, and they don't have a good sense of rhythm or timing or what's happening next. And so it might look like a little thing because Mark handled it really well, but he'd much rather not be guessing here and be wrong and have to quick back up and take a high backhand after he read that it was going to be a short ball. This little subtle kind of change of pace from Cole is what makes tennis really fascinating and fun. The two of them are playing these little games back and forth with different flavors, different varieties of shot, and Slice makes those types of shot possible. The fifth situation you want to look for when utilizing Slice is something that's high or something that's low. And this point here, actually, we opened with this point in the lesson. It's an incredible point. I'm actually going to play through, and it actually highlights a lot of different things that we've talked about over the course of this video. It's a great point, and I'm just going to go kind of shot by shot here and go very quickly. This first use of Slice is on this heavy high ball to Mark, where the ball is coming up above shoulder height. Especially if you're a one-handed backhand player like Mark, this is a key time to train your backhand slice. It's so useful when the ball gets up out of your strike zone. And then the very next shot Mark has to hit, Cole drives low over the net, and he has to recover from a deep position and travel forwards and scramble forwards. So here's a shot that's going down below knee height, and this is another prime location to use Slice. A low ball just off the court surface. Slice is designed for that because the face opens, it easily allows you to clear the top of the net, plus the float on the shot gives you time to recover and get back in a comfortable position after stretching for this low shot. So really well used there. Cole sees the slice coming in and slices back. Slice to slice is a really good strategy when the ball is coming in. Trying to shift it and go from slice to topspin a lot of times can be tricky for players. So good use of variety there from Cole. And then the rally continues, and Mark, again, a low ball, ends up scooping it up with Slice, and then Mark attacks here. Cole, this is kind of more the classic, use of Slice when he's in trouble, and uses this really wisely to give himself time and get back into the point. And Mark again goes slice to slice. So you see both of these players using these patterns, using Slice as a tool that can give them a wide range of different replies and responses to different tricky scenarios. I just quickly highlighted 5 of them in this video, but if you watch their full match, you'll see many more. And it was part of what I enjoyed watching about this match was the wide range of variety that both these players brought to the table. So if this lesson was helpful and it kind of helped highlight some areas where you can use Slice more frequently, more effectively, please click the like button and let me know in the comments down below which of these 5 was kind of a light bulb moment for you that you think you'll be using in the near future. Also down below, full match play that you can go check out and watch right now. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.